Hi and welcome back to another Embrace the Latest podcast. Today we're talking about the surge in popularity of digital marketing.
Yeah, I mean, it's been massive, hasn't it? I mean, digital was obviously been on the increase for years now, but the pandemic has created just a huge surge, hasn't it? If you think about like the sales process now, face-to-face sales is happening, a lot less. Through the pandemic, it wasn't happening at all. Cold calling's, pretty much dead. It was hard to cold call anyway, but now you've got people hybrid working. Like that is just not going to work, is it, as a lead generation tool anymore? And it's put a lot of pressure on marketing, hasn't it? So just thinking about some of the key things that people are starting to do more within their marketing to also, allow for this change in sales process. What are some of the things that kind of, obviously you're our digital director, that you've seen have been increasing with our clients?
Well, as you said, it's how do you get in front of a customer? Do you go to their office? Do you go to their home? Do you go to their shared working space? How do you get yourself in front of a potential client? Now, digital marketing is almost your only tool in this situation of getting something on their screen in front of a potential client that they can see what you're trying to sell them. So that could be emailers, LinkedIn, websites, social media. All of these tools are seeing a great increase in engagement.
Yeah, and there's been some research that's done recently that says that B2B buyers, they're only about 20 to 30%, only about 20 to 30% are willing to interact with an actual salesperson post COVID. And there's other stats out there as well. Something like 80% say that we're going to see the whole sales process go digital, which is and it's for B2B, which is unbelievable, really, isn't it? Because you think traditional B2B, that whole traditional sales side of things has been so important, hasn't it? And now people are saying we're going to flip it all of a sudden, and it's predominantly digital now, and we're seeing that have a huge impact for our clients, especially the ones who are behind the curve. And it's really hard to explain to them what that means for their marketing and why they need to be utilising these channels, which have been around for years, like LinkedIn, emailers, getting your website up to scratch. But this SEO, but they're still really struggling with it. So do you want to maybe talk about some of the things that we've been doing with clients to help them with this massive change because of the pandemic?
Well, as you said, it's if the start and end process is going to be 80% online. As soon as you've captured that potential client, you need to make sure that you've got them there and then. They don't go away and find potential another competitor. They need to be able to buy your product or service straight away. Now, for the last 8 years, your website's been a shop window. It's been, right, here's our company, have a look at us, but actually speak to a salesperson or go and speak to somebody to purchase or get a service. Now, your website needs to be a lot more than that. It needs to be not only the shop window, but the store itself, the shop front. It needs to be your sales team, your marketing team, your customer services, and it needs to do all of this in one place. Now, websites have evolved over the years digitally, with design in mind and SEO really important, but now it needs to do a lot more. Now, factors like page load speed have a massive effect on ranking. Also, optimization on mobile. Google changed their algorithm last year that they're only ranking mobile first websites instead of static desktop ones. And as I've mentioned previously, how do you get your websites to have an e-commerce element? Live chats to customer services, integrate with your CRM system so your sales team can see what clients are interacting with the website, or the marketing team knows who to send emails to people have gone so far on the sales journey but have not completed it. It's really hard to find one platform that does all of that, and our clients have been struggling with that, so we've been helping them find the right solutions to match each stage that they need to have in their websites.
Yeah, so definitely websites is a big place to invest, and I think the thing that we always seem to notice as well is that very often clients think, oh, website, I've ticked that box. Once I've refreshed my website, I'll just leave that now. But the worst thing you can do, isn't it, just leave a website static, because it's not going to rank well.
Exactly that. And it's not just websites as well. If you think about emails as well, everybody thinks back of direct mail and how direct mail died a death because nobody was opening it anymore, and then people thought the same with emails, but in actual fact what they were doing was sending one email every 9-10 months to a cold list that people didn't know who they were, and they were wondering why their open rates were dropping and their click rates were dropping. What we've seen with our clients who have done consistent emailers on a month by month basis every 3 weeks, that their actual open rates and click-through rates are increasing, and also their engagement on their website has been increasing with that as well. We've been looking at website analytics for our across campaigns, and you can always see a spike when an email campaign has been sent, but people being driven to your website. And as we said, if your website is now your actual store instead of your shop window, it is a vital tool to send traffic to your website.
Yeah, definitely. Bugbear of ours for years, email campaigns. Email campaigns have been within the top, one of the top B2B marketing tools for absolutely years, and that's not going to go away. Going back to the research, is around about 44% more B2B emails have been sent since lockdown. So email's not going to be going anywhere anytime soon. And what a fantastic way to be able to see exactly who has opened those emails. You know exactly who it's going to. It's really targeted. You can see who's opened it, who's clicked. The key, as you said, is you've got to be sending it out frequently. It's got to be at least once a month to keep that audience going, and the content's got to be varied enough to appeal to different people as well. But I could talk about email marketing for ages, but we want to keep this podcast a bit broader, don't we? So maybe if we touch on LinkedIn, because that's another area growing substantially year on year in terms of the number of people that are using it. Content's gone up 40% on LinkedIn since lockdown, and I think that it's probably the most important replacement almost of that sales process, LinkedIn, because you can form those connections very targeted and get those conversations going that you'd usually perhaps do face to face or through cold calling through LinkedIn. So do you want to maybe touch on some of the stuff we've been doing for clients on LinkedIn?
Yeah, well, it's not a coincidence that LinkedIn is one of the fastest growing social media channels out there. 2-3 years ago, maybe even longer, Facebook and Twitter made it impossible to reach a new audience organically. It's paid or nothing. You pay for an advert or you pay for kind of remarketing pixels to get your message to a new audience. Otherwise, unless someone already follows or likes your company page, no one's ever going to see it in their feeds. Just the way that they've done it. They've done it to make money. LinkedIn is seen as an opportunity to increase their target audience, to increase their population almost, to get as much people on board before they're going to do the same thing, to be honest with you. But right now, you can still reach potential clients organically without paying for it. Now again, like emailers, it's not just I'll post once and then hope for some engagement, because it's the same thing. You're not going to turn up in someone's feed if you're not regularly in there. But not just posting on your feed, you can post as a company. Posting as a company, get all of your employees to like and share that post as soon as it goes up. You're going to get a massive reach. Or not only that, that if you're looking to use this as a sales pipeline, use very targeted audience through LinkedIn search. Now you can use automated tools. You can target people by location, company size, job title, even industry that they're in, or even their interests or seniority of job title. And once you've made that targeted list, you can then automatically connect with them, send them a message, and then that's your first touch point. You always talk about 8 touch points. That's your first touch point. You follow up with a second message, maybe asking them for their email address for the emailers that we've already talked about, or you share some content with them. But what you do have to be careful about, especially if you're looking at automation tools, is LinkedIn is getting very hot on over spamming people, over connecting. It'll basically think you're a spam bot and not a real person. So you've got to tailor your message, make sure that it's relevant content that people want to see, but also that you're only making a certain amount of contacts a day, a week, a month, and we've been helping our clients with that as well.
Yeah, I think the other thing to note around that is because cold calling is pretty much dead, that very salesy approach is happening now on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So your marketing messages need to cut through those really salesy messages. We all get them, and email is the same. We hate them. So you need to make sure that your messaging, one, has that emotional, instinctive connection, and two, it's sharing really, really good quality content and doesn't appear salesy. You've got to build up that relationship and share that content and share your expertise, build up that emotional connection before you then perhaps go in and say, by the way, we do X, Y, Z, not sure if that's of interest to you. Bearing in mind that there and then they might have an immediate need, brilliant, or they might not. So you've got to keep building that awareness process. There's no quick fix with marketing. It's all about building relationships and building awareness, isn't it?
Yeah, the number one thing is being real as well. On LinkedIn, there's two ways that I will automatically ignore a connection request. One, you don't send me a message with it. If I don't know you and you're not going to give me a reason why to connect, I'm not connecting with you. And two, if you talk about a partnership of, we can work with you to work together to increase both of our sales, straight away you're going in the bin, because I know all you want is my money. You don't care about building the money together. So the message has got to be real. You've got to give them a reason to connect, and a real reason, not just let's increase both our sales.
Yeah, definitely. So we've touched on quite a few different things there in quite a rapid way, but there has been quite a change because of the pandemic, and we just wanted to share really what we found that's worked really well with our clients. So I guess just to summarise, it's all about making sure that your website is really tailored for this new customer journey. So when people land on your site, instantly connect, load speed is good, SEO is really good. You might have an e-commerce element if you've got a product that you can sell in that way. You definitely need to be selling it in that way. You need to have lead capture on there. You need to be getting content on there on a really regular basis, because otherwise you're not going to rank well. Email marketing, so important, got to keep it consistently going out there. LinkedIn, what an opportunity. You can really find the right type of people, be auto connecting with them, sending them personal messages that way, using your company page, using your organic personal posts. So many opportunities. So I think those are the main things, the main advice that we would give really. Make sure you're getting up to speed on those types of marketing techniques.
Yeah, now Becky just mentioned about 20 main things that you need to be doing. So if one of them has hit a bell with you, get in contact. Or if you've actually just liked listening to our podcast, we've got many more on our YouTube channel and on Spotify. Just look up Embrace the Latest and see what takes your interest. But thanks for listening.
Thanks, bye.
Bye.